Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see the generation of gating pulse for DC to DC converter using microcontroller. So DC to DC boost converter. So DC to DC converters are used to convert the unregulated DC voltage into a regulated DC voltage. So the DC to DC converters are operated under two modes of conduction, that is continuous conduction mode as well as a discontinuous conduction mode. So as the name implies, the output voltage of the boost converter is higher than the input voltage. So the input and the output power of the DC to DC converters are same for the ideal case. So the DC to DC boost converters are operating under the two case, that is switching on and the switching off. So in this method we are going to use a software of PROTEUS. This PROTEUS software is used for the electronic circuits and the microprocessor based circuit simulation for designing the printed circuit board. The main feature of PROTEUS design software is the multiple system components. So the PROTEUS is the package which has ISIS schematic capture, which is the tool used for the circuit design. So it is also used for the embedded software, which is the popular for microcontrollers as well as the hardware design. So simulation of DC to DC boost converter. So here that we are using the simulation in the PROTEUS software. So I want to give the input parameters of supply voltage 18 volts and output voltage 24 volts. We are getting capacitor 17.29 microfarad, inductors 1.80 millihenry, and the resistor is 28.8 ohm. Then the duty cycle of the converter is calculated as 25%. That is the on time of the switch T on is 25 microseconds and the off time of the switch is 75 microseconds. The switching frequency is 10 kilohertz. So this is the microcontroller based DC to DC boost converter. So the microcontroller based DC to DC boost converter is having the PIC microcontroller of PIC16F887 microcontroller is used for the firing pulse generation. So PIC16F887 has the inbuilt PWM and A bar D converters in it. So the microcontroller is programmed to generate the firing pulses which a fixed duty cycle of 25% using the PWM. So PIC16F887 is a 8-bit microcontroller. So it receives the input as a bit of 0 to 255. So this is the program code for the PWM generation. So you want to write the program. So thus the DC to DC converter controlled by the microcontroller analyzed the supply voltage has increased from 18 volt to 22 volt after the 25 microseconds. So this is the result, that is the input voltage waveform and the output voltage waveform, and this is the firing pulses for the switch. This is the gating pulses for your switches for DC to DC boost converter. Thank you.